I've got a fixture nest on my screen here in my SAT file. It's kind of hard to see, I guess, if it's all wireframe like this, but I did some measurement on this fixture here. It's used in a manufacturing process to hold a shifting mechanism for an automotive application. And what I've got are surface points on various locations here on some datum pads and rests. So what I've done, and I'll zoom into an area here, I will window in with the W key to this little block here. And then I'll hit the R key to regenerate that. Now you can kind of see a little surface point here. I've got another one hidden here. So let me just dynamically rotate around. I'll click on one of those points right there. And then I'll rotate this around just a little bit so you can see the face of that block and those 2 points that I put on there. And I want to test those points to the surface. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go up here to the Dimension pull-down menu. And then I'm going to go to Length, Point to Surface. I'll click on that, and then this dialog box comes up. I'm going to move that away just a little bit so you can see the features, the points that I've measured here, the surface points, and this face of this block. So what I'll do here, though, is I'll go, I don't remember what I've named those points, of course. There's a lot of content in the model here, so I'll use this green arrow, and I'll pick it from the screen. I'll click on that point there. It's known as the right-hand drive lower stop point 1. I'll highlight that, and then it populates this little area here. And then the surface, I don't remember what I named that either. I'm going to click on this green arrow here and select it from the screen. Once I click with the left mouse button in there, I get this right-hand drive lower stop surface. Okay, so that model's already been prepared. I did want to mention too that if you haven't gone to the module where I prepare a model, a CAD model for a measurement session, go to that one as well. It'll be under the alignments modules, and you can see how I prepare a model by naming surfaces there. So this one I'm going to highlight here, the right-hand drive lower, and then it populates down here. I could hit this view icon first before I commit, just to make sure I'm picking up on the right features, and it does look like it. I've got this 14 thousandths. I'll zoom in just one more little click here, and then I've got this 14 thousandths that appears. Then I will right mouse click on that, and I will say OK. And if I had a dimension on a drawing or a ballooned drawing, I would change the name here to maybe Dim 34. And since I've got 2 points on that block, I'm going to say that's Dim 34 1. And then notice what shows up here. I've got 14 thousandths in a length that will show up here. And I'll say OK to that. Now what I want to do is I want to test this point as well, just to make sure that they're both pretty similar in their amount of variation. So what I could do here in 4.0 is I could hit my right mouse key. It pulls up the last command. I'll click on this arrow here. Find it from the screen. Here it is, the right-hand drive lower stop point 2. I'll click on that. And then I'll click on this arrow here to pick this surface from the screen. Okay, there it is, the stop surface. And then again, I could view it just to make sure. Wow, it does look pretty close. I've got about 15 thousandths or 14.9 thou. Pretty close to this 14.2 thou. So I'll hit the right mouse key and go back to the dialog box here and say OK. And here's the length that shows up, this length of 14.9 thousandths. And that is actually being tested against the vector of the surface that comes through the CAD model. I'm going to say that this is Dim 34-2, since the one I just did was Dim 34-1. And then both of those dimensions will show up here on this drawing, on this part of my SAT file. So if you've got surface points that are measured on your parts, and you need to compare those to your CAD model, a good way to do that is to just do your dimension, length, point to a surface.